Hello and welcome to another episode of the Blue Mountain Makes podcast. I'm Mary Lynn, coming to you from the Blue Ridge Mountains with probably the world's shortest Rhinebeck update. This is the Friday after Rhinebeck. It's 80 degrees on October 27th in Virginia. I don't know what we're doing here, but I have the fan on and the windows open, so if you hear anything, that's what that is. I'm too hot to close them. So I went to Rhinebeck last weekend. I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got up early on Friday, drove 7 hours to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. I always say brother and sister-in-law, and people think it's my brother. We're not related. It's my husband's sister. Anyway, stayed with him over the weekend. It was really nice getting to see them because we basically only get to see each other at holidays, which sucks. So we actually got, 3 days of good time together, and that was really nice. And let's see. We went to Rhinebeck Saturday morning, about an hour drive from their house still. So once we got there, we got up. It wasn't raining. It was nice. I took a really nice walk. I took a little bit of a vlog. There is some footage that I will be clipping in here, but not much because I went in with best intentions and I just suck at vlogging, I think is general consensus. So we got up, took a walk. It's beautiful in New York right now. I thought our trees looked pretty good down here, and no. They have us beat so hard. So took a walk. It was really gorgeous and quiet early in the morning. We went up to Rhinebeck. As soon as we got in the car, it started to rain. I was like, you've got to be kidding. Of course. And we knew it would, so it's not that big of a deal. So drove up in the rain. It was a total swamp in the parking lot. There was water everywhere. And then in the sheep barns, I guess where they were taking the sheep in and out, I don't know, to do whatever, they had pooped in some places, out on the sidewalks, and the poop had just turned into slurry, slushy, gross from all the rain. It was funny. I mean, we knew about it going in, and we wore appropriate shoes and everything, and I had a rain jacket, and it was fine. But because it rained, it was not a steady downpour, so it would rain for a little bit or get kind of misty and gross, and then it would stop for a while. And even at one point the sun came out, which I was like, oh my gosh. But every time it started to rain, everybody went into the barns. So, last year when I went, it was so nice because there was all these groups of people sitting around and talking and knitting and just, laughing and having a good time. And you didn't have any of that. And so, that kind of thinned the crowd out a lot. These people taking a break, sitting on the hill, waiting in line to get donuts or whatever. But this year, there's nowhere to sit. I think there was one spot that had an overhang that people could sit in. But we were there all day and didn't sit down at all. And my feet hurt when I left. We walked 4.5 miles. And I didn't get that much stuff. I went in with the intention of just buying fiber. Because I don't know. It's not that I don't like hand-dyed yarn. I love hand-dyed yarn. It is expensive, which is not to say that hand-dyed wool is not, because it still is. It's actually about the same price. But I just, I really love to spin, and I thought, it being a sheep and wool festival, I could get different types of breeds that I could try out, the different wools and stuff, and I just really didn't find anything that I thought that I would. I went into it with this expectation of being able to pick and choose from all these different types of fiber, and I really just did not have luck finding that. So I don't know. I was a little let down, I won't lie. I think next year when we go, we will do, if I don't participate in any of the knit-alongs, which I didn't this year, I think we'll do Sunday at Rhinebeck, and then Friday or Saturday do some of these smaller festivals, which I'm sure if you have, internet, you've seen all about Woolen Folk. Oh boy. So we had originally planned to go to Woolen Folk. I heard so many good things last year. But when the venue change was announced, it added an extra 30 or 40 minutes to my trip that I just wasn't about. So I decided to not go. And then even up until the last minute, I had a little bit of FOMO. And I was like, well, if we left Thursday night after work, we could drive halfway to New York and then drive the other half and spend the day at Woolen Folk and then, all this stuff. I'm so glad I didn't go because what a nightmare that sounds like. I don't think that they'll ever be coming back. I think that lady is done in this sphere, and I sincerely hope that she never ever plans any events ever again, including weddings, parties, baby showers. Just stay out of it. I think it's probably what's best. Oh, I do feel really bad for everybody. $55 a ticket is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And then people were worried about getting trampled because it was so crowded. And the lines, I saw pictures of the lines and like yarn just on the ground in the rain. The poor vendors she said, good luck, you're outside. Don't know what to tell you. Should have been prepared. Not that they had any idea what to prepare for, because anyway, I've been like knee deep in it, which is funny because, you know, my husband and my sister-in-law both are not fiber people at all. So they don't care. And all weekend I was on crafts. Like, I'm on Reddit a lot, and there's a subreddit called Craft Snark, and that was where stuff first started to pop up, like Thursday evening. And was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday evening, because the festival itself was Friday. So yeah, I was reading it as we were driving up, and I was like, oh snap. And then it just got worse and worse from there. And I am glad that the vendors came forward and said, because a lot of times, you know, you put on a good face. The internet is usually the best of people's lives, and very rarely do you see the crappy parts, you know. So I was glad that people were really honest about it and about what happened and how they were treated. And it's been even better to see everybody just kind of come together and do as much as they can for the vendors that were really crapped on by the event. So that's my take on Woolen Folk. Hashtag drama. But yeah, so Rhinebeck, I did not buy very much. And yeah, I'll just show you what I got. I bought from the same vendors I bought from last year, which I was a little disappointed in myself for doing, but at the same time, they're the ones that had the fiber, you know what I mean? So I think for sure next year I'm going to go to some of the smaller festivals. Like, I want hand-dyed braids. That's what I want. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a whole year off. Plans change. So the first thing I bought was some Polworth, undyed Polworth. This is half a pound for $14.75. I thought that was a really good deal. It's very fluffy. It's very nice. It smells like a barn in a good way. This came from the Sheep Shed at Mountain View Farm. And I bought stuff from her last year. I think actually she was the first one I bought from last year, and she was also the first one I bought from this year. Her stuff is like very reasonably priced, and I have spun BFL from her. I've spun a lot of BFL from her. Donna's BFL was what I used for my pressed flower shawl last year. Oh my gosh, it was like earlier this summer. My brain. But yeah, so I only bought the one from her. She had a lot of stuff and it was all very pretty. And she has such soft fiber, but I still have, it's not a braid, like a poof. Kind of makes me think of like a strand of garlic you wear around your neck. I still have one of these from last year that I bought that I haven't done anything with, and that is a Polworth silk combo. I want to dye both of them, but because I'm not very good at dyeing yet, I haven't practiced very much. I don't really want to ruin Polworth because it's my favorite fiber to work with. So I'll probably stick this one with the other one and just hang on to it for a minute because I bought a big bag of merino. Ta-da! With the intention of dyeing this. So this is a pound of merino. It was $2 an ounce, which I thought was really reasonable. And it came from Spinner's Hill. Not much to say about it other than it's a big ball of white fluff. But I never thought about this, and I thought it was such a cute idea. But you know, when you go into, you know, your local yarn store or whatever, they usually have this little, like, bouquets of mini skeins of yarn, and it's all the different colors and everything. Somebody, I think it was the lady I bought the braids from, they had a little bundle of mini braids of wool fiber. And it was so cute, and they were all different colors and, you know, dyed differently, and then these little teeny braids that they had stuck into this little bouquet, and I was like, you know what, there's no reason I can't do that. And it'd be a great way to practice because if I ruin it, it's only like 25 grams. It's not that big of a deal. And I could still spin it up and, I don't know, slip it into a hat or something somewhere. Who knows? Scrappy project somewhere down the line. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that, at least for the first few batches, because I've already got some pre-mixed dye solution. So I'll just see how that goes. Pretty excited about that. But that was as much as I bought as far as undyed goes. And then I got 4 braids, and they all came from Susan's Yarn Shop, which is where I bought my kiwi wheel last year, my first wheel. So like I bought from the same people. I'm dumb. I really wanted to go like branch out and get different things, and I didn't. Mainly because I feel like, I don't know, Shirsty Cat was there, and I could have gotten fiber from her, but I didn't really see anything that like grabbed my eyeballs. I don't know. Let's get into these. So Susan's Yarn Shop has a really huge booth. Like it takes up almost half of like the aisle of one of the buildings, and she sells, I'm assuming she just takes stock from her store, I think in like Wisconsin, and just brings it out and sells it there, because it's not like it's her hand-dyed braids. They're from other people. So this one is from Melissa's Yarn Barn, and it's Targhee, Bamboo, and Tussa Silk, and it's called Frost Warning. And I thought this was so pretty. I'm pretty excited to spin this one. I don't really think it looks like frost to me. It makes me think of beach. But you know what? Maybe it's frosty at the beach. Who knows? This was like a last minute. I was standing in line and I was like, Sam, get out of line. Go grab that. I need it. I just really like it. I think it's very pretty. I'm excited to spin that. I've only spun... Actually, I take that back. I don't think I've spun anything with silk yet. I have a braid that I'm about to crack open today because it's a Halloween colorway. So for my Halloween weekend, I will be spinning that. Still haven't really decided what weight or anything I'm going to do that, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's number 1. Very pretty. And then the other ones, I kind of went with the theme. Clearly. So I got into the grays. This is gorgeous. This is also from Melissa's Yarn Barn. I'm kind of feeling like I might need to go to her Etsy and just buy a bunch of stuff, because these are all really pretty. This one is called Cornucopia, so I'm down for that. It's a random little tuft. Then this one is also 80% Targhee, 10% Bamboo, and 10% Tussa Silk. These are both 4-ounce braids. And then yet another Melissa's Yarn Barn. Because why not? I've loved this one. This is the first one I picked up, actually. It is so gorgeous. It's just something about these colors, like scream fall to me. And I think it's going to look really good in a colorwork sweater one day. And same story, 80% Targhee, 10% Bamboo, and 10% Tussa Silk. Targhee is not my favorite fiber. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. I know some people really love it, and I'm just, it's okay. I absolutely refused to buy any Corriedale. I do not like Corriedale, which is so funny because everybody's like, oh, you should learn on Corriedale. It's so easy to spin. I hated it. I learned on Merino, which hindsight, stupid, because it was like Merino that I bought at Rhinebeck last year that was like from a small farm. Definitely should have probably saved that, but, you know, whatever. So I learned on Merino and then switched to Corriedale because everybody said, that's dumb, don't learn on Merino. I hated it. It felt like plastic, which makes no sense, but like when it was done, it felt like little plastic, I don't know. I'm sure I overspun it. I have not gone back and looked at it, but anyways, moving on. My last braid, my last purchase, is basically the same as the one before. I mean, look how similar these are. But they're so pretty. So this one is just Merino. And it's so fluffy, and it's got oranges in it, which I love. Oh, and I also like how she braided this. I'm assuming it's a she. They, I don't know who this is. Field Mouse Fiber Arts. It's called Snowcap Hummingbird. And it's an 18 micron merino comb top. I like the braid. It kind of makes me think of, just like, is it challah bread? I don't know, some type of bread that they make really cool braids and then cook it and then it looks delicious. Yeah, so that's that. That's it. That's all I bought. I went in, like, I wanted to get needle stoppers. That was on my list. I wanted to get some cute, like, oh my gosh, stitch markers, duh, or like progress keepers. Just a few, because they can get pretty pricey. But some, like as a souvenir to remember being there. I just didn't see any. It wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. Just really a bummer, but I did get this sweet, sweet sticker from Caitlin. I did meet Caitlin Hunter. I said hello. So anybody that has been here before, I like to just creep on people. I just stare at them, like, awkwardly. I actually went up and told her hello, and I was wearing one of her designs, and yeah. She said, do you want a sticker? And I said, absolutely. And then I walked away. Scurried away like a little rat. That would be, you hear my dog groaning. Also, old dog is coming up here. Hey, baby. Old dog is not doing well. Yeah. So, anyways, that was my Rhinebeck adventure. I did not see... I saw Kevin and Ray from a distance from Needles at the Ready podcast. I think they were the only other podcasters that I saw. I did just creep on them, but they were also fleeing a group of people. So I was like, I think they're probably let them shop. Yeah, I see all these pictures on Instagram. All these people that have met up with everybody else and different podcasts that I follow, and I was actively looking for people. I didn't even see Andrea Mowry this year, although I did take a video of the group picture, which will be in here somewhere. So I'm sure she was up there somewhere. And that's actually where I met Caitlin. She was at the bottom of the hill, kind of observing. And she was wearing her new, I don't know if you're supposed to know the name of it, but her new sweater design that's coming out in November or December. She was wearing that, and it looks great. And I'm almost finished with mine. So yay. I say that, I still have to do the sleeves. But yeah, that was Rhinebeck weekend. It was wet and woolly. Bright side, I did convince my husband to let me get some Shetland sheep. Granted, Shetland wool is not my favorite to spin, but they're dog-sized sheep. They're so little, and they're so cute, and they were so friendly. They just kind of looked like they wanted to just be your best friend. This kid got in there with them. I guess he was, the son of the owner, presumably. But he looked incredibly bored the whole day. He just sat there. But we came back around, and he had gotten in the pen with them, and they had their head in his lap. It was so cute. And since they're so small, they're like, yeah, you need a small flock, so 4 sheep. But you could get 4 sheep to an acre and be fine. And I was like, I have an acre. And literally, Sam said, I don't see any reason why you can't have sheep. We'll just convert the shed into a little barn for the sheep. And I was like, this seems way too easy. But he really liked them because he said that they reminded him of dogs. He also tried to get a rabbit. He just kept disappearing. And every time I turned around, I was like, oh my gosh, he found more Angora bunnies. He went down this weird rabbit hole a couple weeks ago. He's laying in bed, and he kept showing me his phone. He's like, look at this rabbit. You see this rabbit? Isn't it a cute rabbit? What about this rabbit? So we have chickens, and they've been slowly dying off for the last year or so. And he's like, well, when the chickens go, we just won't get any more chickens, and we'll just convert the chicken area into a bunny area. And I was like, yeah, Angora bunnies can't just, they're not you just let them go and then they live their lives outside. I was like, you're doing it for that luxurious fur, so you have to protect the fur, and they can't get all wet and nasty. And he's like, well, we'll figure it out. I want these bunnies. So yeah, so people had bunnies out, and they have this little table, and they set the rabbit on it, and he doesn't move. He just sits there all day and just tolerates people petting on him. He's a very calm, nice bunny. So we pet the bunny, and then he went back and pet the bunny again, and I think I caught him over there a third time. It's like, you gotta let this rabbit go. It's $400. We're not buying a rabbit. He's usually very against my we should get a pet things, because we have a lot going on as it is. We don't need any more. Man, he's been hot on this bunny thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. So I've got like I said, very short update. I wish I had done some different things. I did not realize that Amy, I don't know if it's Amy or I guess it's pronounced Amy, La Bien-Aimée, was there, and she was, I think, signing books. And I think it was the book that I really want to get, and I was like, of course it was. We saw this line of a ton of people, and it was a section of books, and I was like, why are people waiting in line for books? That's so dumb. Just buy a line, because I'm an idiot. So I just walked away. Didn't even bother to look, because you're swept up in all of the craziness. I wish I had, because I would have stood in line for that book, especially if she signed it. Because there's 2 patterns. I don't usually buy like pattern books because I find, there's like one out of it that I want and I don't make the rest and it's not worth the money. But there's 2 or 3 that I didn't realize were part of that collection, and I keep putting them like in my favorites list. I'm like, oh, crap. I should have just bought the book and then she could have signed it. But, yeah, well, too little too late. Maybe I'll do something different next year. Who knows? But that's all I got. That's it. That's my update, short as it may be. Sorry I didn't get more footage. It was madness. It was madness. And I really just didn't feel like I should be in the middle of everybody's everything, like holding up lines or getting in the way of somebody that's actually going to purchase something. So I don't know. I kind of just stepped out. And that's what it was. So I am off today to celebrate the long Halloween weekend because, as you can see by stuff that's up all year long, this is my time. This is my holiday. This is my time to thrive. So took a long weekend. I'm going out for lunch with my mom. Got dinner with my sister. Got spooky stuff tomorrow. Gonna go try to go to a haunted tunnel. I'm all about it. And I'm gonna go start spinning all my Halloween dyed yarn, braid, whatever. So, thanks for sitting in with me. And if you went to Rhinebeck, I hope you had a great time. If you went to Woolen Folk, bless your heart. I am going to, people have been really good about, like, they've made a list of vendors that were in the crappy parts that did not get the attention or, like, the special treatment, is what some people are calling it, that some of the bigger names got. So I will try to find, there's a list somebody put together of, like, online shops that you can go buy from. So I'm going to try to remember to link that in the description because I think it's a really great way to continue as a community to give back. So, or you can just go and look at really nice yarn, and the web traffic is a help in and of itself. So that's all I got. I will see you guys hopefully next week for a regular episode, but for now, have a happy Halloween and do something nice for yourself. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now. So good morning. I just woke up. I look like not great. I am in New York at my brother and sister-in-law's house and decided I would take a nice little walk before we get going for the day. And it is so beautiful here. Virginia's leaves are out, but they're not nearly as nice as it is up here. I feel a little weird just like walking down the road and talking, so, and there's like one neighbor, but they're probably like, what is that idiot doing? But it's Rhinebeck Day, so I'm so excited. I'm excited. I've already got my knit on. Gotta do my hair and my makeup, but sister-in-law's at the barn with her horse. I'm not sure where my brother-in-law disappeared to, but he's probably like, I don't know, running 10 miles or something because he's crazy. And my husband's still asleep, so it's just a quiet morning by myself. So I'm excited to go, and I'm trying to vlog, so we'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys soon.
You're not recording.
Yeah.
Oh, you are recording.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Hello. It's raining. We're almost done. It's, oh gosh, we've been here for like 3 hours, 4 hours. I only bought from like 2 vendors, possibly going to buy from before. We'll see. Bye for now.